Hi science students, it's Mrs. Bridges again, and we've got a fun article called Animal Madness with Professor Al Ligator. So we're going to go through this article and we're going to underline important facts in the article, and it's really going to talk about the 5 different kinds of vertebrates. Remember, vertebrates all have a backbone? Well, the 5 different kinds of backbone animals, or 5 different kinds of vertebrates, are going to be what we learn about in this article. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi kids, I'm Professor Al Ligator, and I love animals. I love smelly animals and big-bellied animals, slimy ones and tiny ones. They are all special in their own way. Today we're going to talk about vertebrates. Vertebrates are animals with a backbone. There are 5 different groups of vertebrates. So I'm going to underline vertebrates are animals with a backbone, and there are 5 different groups of vertebrates. So our first group is mammals. Guess what? You and I are mammals. So are dogs, cats, horses, and kangaroos. Mammals have hair or fur. The mothers give birth to their young. They nurse them with milk. Mammals are warm-blooded, and that means their body temperature stays the same if it's hot or cold outside. So I'm going to circle mammals because that's our first group, number 1. And mammals, mothers give birth to their young. And actually above that, I want to say that they have hair or fur. For sure, we need to know that. They nurse them with milk. I'll just highlight nurse them with milk, and I'll highlight warm-blooded. So that is our group number 1. I'm just going to put a number 1 out here so we know in our mind that that is the first group of vertebrates. Okay, the next group of vertebrates, we're going to move on and move our article up. So it says, I hear some creepy snakes. They belong to our second vertebrate group, reptiles. I'm going to circle reptiles and put number 2 because that's our second group of vertebrates. Reptiles are cold-blooded, which means their body temperature depends on whether or not it is hot or cold outside. Reptiles don't have fur like cats and dogs. Instead, their skin is dry. It is covered with scales that protect them. They usually lay eggs on land. Snakes, lizards, crocodiles, and alligators are all reptiles. But reptiles can be cute too, like fun-loving turtles. So let's go ahead and underline the important facts about reptiles. Cold-blooded, don't have fur, skin is dry, covered with scales, lay eggs on land, and I think those are the main facts about reptiles. Ready to move on to our third group of vertebrates? Sure we are. The third group of vertebrates are, I'm going to circle, birds. This is group number 3. Birds have both feathers and wings. The wings help them fly, and the tails help them steer. Birds are warm-blooded and also lay eggs. Do you know what the most humongous bird is? I'll give you a hint. It starts with the letter O. If you guessed ostrich, you are right. An ostrich can run up to 97 kilometers per hour. That's pretty fast. So I'm going to go back to that paragraph we just read on birds. And I'm going to underline the important parts. Birds have both feathers and wings. And birds are warm-blooded and lay eggs. All right, so the third group of vertebrates was birds. Let's move on. We've got 2 more groups. Now, amphibians sure are special creatures. So amphibians, I'm going to circle and put a number 4 because that's our 4th group of vertebrates. They both live on land and in the water. Amphibians are born in the water and have gills like a fish. When they grow up, they develop lungs and can live on land. They are cold-blooded, and some of them have webbed feet. Animals like frogs, toads, salamanders, and newts are amphibians. Here's a fun fact. Bullfrogs are the only animals that never sleep. I like fun facts. That's pretty interesting. So on amphibians, which we took that a little while back, this might sound familiar to you, I hope. Amphibians live both on land and in water. They're born in the water. They have gills like fish. When they grow up, they develop lungs and can live on land. They're cold-blooded. So that's our fourth group of vertebrates. Let's go to the last group of vertebrates. The fifth group of animals is fish. I'm going to circle fish. They're our number 5 vertebrate group. They live in the water and breathe with gills. They are cold-blooded and lay eggs. There are lots of fish. In fact, there are 24,000 different species of fish in the world. Some of them are bizarre. They are blind fish, fish with noses like elephants, and fish that hop around and crawl on land. Now that's strange. But be careful, not all animals that live in water are fish. Dolphins and whales, for example, are mammals. So let's go back and underline important facts about fish. Living in water and breathing with gills, cold-blooded and lay eggs. Let's see. And I'm going to underline the fun fact. Let's see. Not all animals that live in water are fish. Dolphins and whales, for example, are mammals. All right, so these are the 5 groups of vertebrates. There are also invertebrates, which are animals with no backbone. They include insects, worms, and spiders, among many others. But that is a whole other story on invertebrates. So, now that we've learned about the 5 different groups of vertebrates, or animals with a backbone, I want you to, tomorrow, which would be Friday, April 24th, by tomorrow, I would like for you to take, on Schoology, there's a questions to answer on that website, all about the Professor Al Ligator article we just read. So, if you have any more questions, let me know, and I sure hope that you've enjoyed the learning and the video today, and we will keep working within zoology, I should say, this week. Thanks a lot, boys and girls. See you next time.